multiversal prophecy from the Benny. Jango Fett wanted to be a father because he killed his own father. Ooh, daddy issues.
What's up, everyone? What's unfortunate and even more funny about that video is I don't remember at all which night. So I know, so that obviously either had to be the night after Moon Night or the day or Saturday night because yeah, I didn't have any facial hair. So Moon Night had to have been the only reason for that. But yes, Django, yeah. He wanted to be a dad because he has his own daddy issues. That's my untold headcanon.
I think it was a very enlightened take for considering you were, on the spotchka a little bit there.
Well, what was also amazing about if that was the same evening, we had our own amazing multiversal conversation about Dooku and Qui-Gon fighting Palpatine and Maul. Like there was, that was a whole evening. But again, that's the glory and the power of the two of us together when we're like in a small confined room. So it was bound to
the captive audience, the poor people that were just there for a quiet drink. They had nowhere to run. It was amazing.
Oh, it's fine.
Yes, they all day indeed. Yeah, it is Bendu Day today, isn't it? We
not technically, it's not the end of the intergalactic week.
You're right. Bendu Day is a Friday, or technically the equivalent of a Friday, because there are 5 days in the Galactic Standard Calendar. Yeah, this may be new information for canon, but these days were established quite a long time ago. So there are 5 days in the Galactic Standard Week: Prime Day, Syntax Day, Tongs Day, Zell Day, and then Bendu Day is the 5th and final one. So I would say that Tuesday is Syntax Day, if it's anything, because Tongs Day is definitely Wednesday, right? It's right there in the middle. Monday's Prime Day. It's got to be. Zell Day is right before Bendu Day, so that's got to be Thursday. So I would say it is Syntax Day, my droids. Time for the Dork Forces podcast. I'm going to change that on the Instagram ad to say that we go live Syntax Days at 7 PST.
That's fair.
And so then no one will ever watch us again because they won't know what the fuck that means. It'll be.
That's true. So they don't technically have a Sunday. They don't technically have a Saturday or a Sunday. It's just
right. Well, there's no space Germans, so they never were able to establish the weekend. Because that's why we have that. Thank you, Germans, for giving us the weekend.
There's also so many planets and so many suns that it's like, I guess it would be really difficult to make an overall dictation.
So the reason why it's called the Galactic Standard Week is because they created one galactic standard, and it's based on the orbital movements of Coruscant's stars and moons. So the time on Coruscant kind of establishes the time throughout the rest of the civilized galaxy. And obviously there's a million different time systems out there, but now this one has actually been name dropped in that last episode of Mando. Oh, that was like such a deep cut. That one was for the nerds, man.
Dude, we're only 3 episodes in, and this entire season has me feeling that. Like this, Mando is like, it started off as a Western and a bounty hunter show, and now it's completely turned into like this medieval times, but still Star Wars, but like Excalibur. Like he's totally a knight. And like going through knighthood shit, like it's not like we're doing bounties anymore. We're going on full on.
No.
And we've been doing.
Aaron is evolving as a character. Yeah, he's leaving like his former life. Like everything that he was in season 1 is being like cast off of him. And I think that by the end of this season, that'll include the cult, the Children of the Watch. I think he will no longer be like a follower of the Armorer Rook cast anymore. Like, I think him and Bo are going to see the light and go off in a different direction about that. But like everything else about him being a bounty hunter, like he's leaving it all behind him. And then one of the things that I think that made Star Wars so successful in like the original trilogy is that George Lucas combined the Joseph Campbell hero's journey, every archetype under the sun. It's
the farmer boy. Yeah.
Farmer boy. It's all these different things. And so like all of the different epic stories that resonate with people, there's like a thread of each of them in Star Wars. You can find them all there. And I think that John and Dave, for the most part, and everyone else involved creatively are doing the same thing here with The Mandalorian. where we've got our Western season, you know, we've got our King Arthur season, the quest for the sword. We're gonna get a little bit like those different strokes are gonna start showing up in the different seasons of this show as well. At the end of the day, it's still gonna be action figures, a Star Wars story, and I love that. But they're gonna start playing around with different flavors a little bit. And I think that's gonna make the show maybe more accessible to people who aren't already on board. Although I can't imagine who those might be. If you're,
it's true.
If it's gone on this long and you still haven't like had the Mandalorian put on your radar, like I'm sure you're not interested in watching it at this point.
Well, I think for a lot of that too, for some people, it's they haven't quite made the Disney Plus jump. So if you're not into the streaming services thing, then you are going to be like cutting yourself off from a lot of
that's a good point. Good point. And that kind of shows that interest isn't everything too, because there are people that are interested in watching it who just simply can't spring for a Disney Plus subscription, therefore they can't watch it. And I'm living proof of that because I fucking love Ghost Adventures, man. I really want to see the new season of Ghost Adventures, but it's on Discovery Plus and I don't have it. So as much as I'd love to watch it, I just can't watch it.
You just gotta wait. You just gotta wait it out. Yeah.
But you know, and eventually someday I'll either pay for the streaming service or I'll get my hands on it some other way. They'll put it on YouTube or something because I don't know. They can't seem to make up their mind about what they want to do with that show. Is it on the Travel Channel? Is it on Discovery Plus? Is it exclusive here? Is it over there? Like they sell certain episodes on YouTube. Like I've bought a couple seasons on YouTube, but not all of them are on. It's weird. Yeah. Man. I don't know. Maybe Zach Bagans himself is in charge of it, and that's why it's all like
you have to choose which one based off which platform is easier, which your gateway drug.
Rango to Skyrim. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. Din Djarin was Rango, and now he's the Dragonborn, like fighting monsters with Excalibur itself.
Dude, it's so cool. The fact that we were I'm still not over the fact that we saw Bo-Katan with the energy shield and using the Darksaber at the same time.
Oh yeah, sword and shield, like, bro. Sword and shield.
Fucking coolest GIF, like little live action moment that we've gotten in a long.
I love it when Star Wars goes just straight up medieval. You know, it's like we live in space lasers and flying car times, sure, but I live in a fucking castle. Okay, and I have spears and swords.
Bro, how fucked up was it that we saw all those TIE bombers and we saw those live action TIE interceptors and they totally just like fucked up Bo's house? It's totally unfortunate. Horrible.
Those mudstuffers, they bombed her home, dude.
Yeah.
We only got to see inside of that place once. And R.I.P. F's in the chat for her janky ass droid that like had to walk down that really long hallway, presumably every single time I wanted to tell her something, and it was like so rickety.
And the steps, fucking
A. Oh, well, now it can rest.
But yeah, so I was talking to a very lovely person, and they were asking, like, kind of to reiterate, they were asking again, like, how I felt or how I feel about like the Disney purchase and everything, and it's like
of Star Wars, the acquisition you're talking about in 2013 or 2012.
Yeah, and it's like, with the Disney money, it has given Star Wars the lifeblood that the franchise really needed to pick itself up, and now has the ability to really expand on the expanded universe. And we have so many different directors and so many different writers and so many different venues and avenues for the storytelling to really like spread out. And it's like, yeah, you know, there's like the good side of that we have all this new content and creativity, but of course the other side of that is now Disney is just like marketing the shit out of it, you know, and just like really
well, yes, but that's I don't know, that's only as bad of a thing as you are willing to be cynical, you know, because marketing the shit out of it also means that there's attracting new people to come become fans of it, and more new fans is how a thing doesn't disappear. That's the way that I view. And it is very Disney of them to do the marketing the way that they choose to do it. But I don't know. It leaves less of a bad taste in my mouth knowing that like I have nieces and nephews who are going to grow up to be Star Wars fans without needing to be pushed towards movies that are 20 years old. You know, they've got contemporary stuff to fall in love with.
That's true.
Without any encouragement.
Yeah. I want Hasbro to come back and start being the go-to Star Wars toys makers, please. Bring us back that good quality plastic content.
Oh man, dude. Well, if you're gonna go down that road, that's bring back LucasArts. Make LucasArts make our Star Wars games again, please.
Yeah.
Like no,
they
like
they have the money.
Respawn's doing what they can, and they're pumping out some excellent games like Jedi Survivor. I'm really looking forward to that. But I want more LucasArts content, man. That was a golden age.
Yeah, it's like there's things that they can really grasp hold of, and there's other, it's great. It's great all the expansion and different story types that we get. Like, have I still watched Star Wars Resistance? No, not at all. But,
you should check it out. You should check it out when you have nothing to do.
There's so much other Star Wars, though. There's so much like we got fucking
exactly. It's at the point where you have so many options. You can choose and it's what you're in the mood for.
Something that's completely serious and succulent as Andor, and then we get something that's completely fun and different as Mando, and then there's pieces like Rebels, and then there's final season of Clone Wars where it's the Clone War, it's the Filoni in the quote unquote cartoon that we all grew up as millennials, but now it's just like the grit is there, and like,
well, I mean, fucking
quote unquote gratuitous violence is there, and just like the fight between Ahsoka and Maul, dude, is just like so fucking sick.
We have like high quality animation, and we have high quality live action with like movie budget, and then we have things with like socio-political commentaries that aren't baked into the material. They're right there on the surface in Andor, which is like you get more substantial content, and it's not just about the pew pew pew. So now, like, no matter what your flavor is, there's something for you, and that's awesome. Definitely. There was a comment in here that I just
rolling through the chats and rolling through the chats and the comments.
But yeah, no, LucasArts was great. Speaking of LucasArts and speaking of new games, Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, right? The story of Cal Kestis. I know you haven't played it, but you've seen the story. You know the story, right?
For the first one, yeah.
Yeah, you know Jedi Fallen Order.
I haven't seen the most recent like gameplay footage for Survivor that's come out recently.
It was a story trailer. It came out yesterday. Yeah. And so you heard it. He hasn't seen it. So we're going to do a Bendu reaction right now for the Jedi Survivor story trailer. I can't wait. I've already reacted to it. You can find that on the YouTube channel. I know, shockingly, it's not always about the pew pew pew. Sometimes it is absolutely about the pew pew pew, though. Don't get that twisted. Jedi Survivor, absolutely. I think that was a weird D&D thing. Last time we watched the clip that was posted publicly on YouTube, I might add, for the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and it took the stream down. We got blocked. So that's never happened to us with a Star Wars trailer. Fingers crossed we make it through this one. I'm really not sure what happened there.
I guess it also depends on how much footage it is. But shout out to the 111 of you watching us live currently. You are all the true homies.
Those are some good numbers right there.
Jedi Survivor footage.
We've got a healthy crowd. Jedi Survivor official story trailer. Bendu reaction. Oh shit!
It's been a long.
That was a crash.
5 years.
How many years?
5.
We've tried to resist.
Oh, those sounds.
Fear and mistrust rule the galaxy.
Yo, what the fuck is that?
I know the frog dude. The new Jedi.
This guy with the crossguard saber. All right.
Look into the fire.
I think he's like old
It will
Republic
warm you.
Jedi or High Republic
Keep you
Jedi.
company. But left unchecked,
Look at that beard.
it will consume
It's adult
everything
now.
Hell yeah.
until there is only ash.
How could you let the galaxy fall
Little
to
frog
this
guy is what
unworthy
matters.
machine of an empire?
Mary
Hope
using
may feel
spear.
beyond
All
our
right.
grasp.
Gendai, like fucking dirge, dude.
What the fuck is that?
I think we finally found somewhere
like Dirge
the
is like made
Empire
of snakes.
can't reach us.
Imagine. No more looking over your shoulder.
I have to add no Rampart to that badge. Same actor.
A place that's worth fighting for, no matter the cost.
King combo kills. Okay. Oh, the other Jedi Master is back. All right. I thought she like sacrificed herself fighting Vader
You're like the third person to say that to me. Like when I talk about the trailer, I'm like, no, everyone remembers her dying. She didn't die.
That's just some weird mandala effect thing.
It totally is. Totally.
Everyone has this collective fake memory. Damn. Yeah, it looks good.
There's totally more Zepho bullshit. that's what we call it now. It's just Zepho bullshit.
Phrase.
Boss hated episode 3 of Mando, but to me, it's fun to get more tidbits to characters we know. It's the whole thing all over again of Book of Boba Fett, where we don't, Mando suddenly shows up and we pull focus away from the main character. I don't know. It's part of episodic storytelling that I think people don't understand anymore. But like, you don't have to love everything. It's fine if it doesn't suit your fancy.
I mean, what was wrong? What was wrong with episode 3? We had like 2 amazing dog fights at the same fucking time. We got
I actually really liked the action that we got in episode 3.
I don't know. There was a lot that happened. There was obviously okay, so I'm going to pause all my thoughts before we actually get into the episode breakdown a little bit, because I had some theories, or at least
the combo fighting here. It makes me wonder if there's like a little bit of a KOTOR spin on it, where you get to choose a companion to accompany you. Because like, look at this, like Marin's just going in, boom. Oh, also that's totally a jump trooper from Star Wars Rebels. Look at that helmet with the fin down the middle.
Oh, it's true, with the 2 tubes.
Hell yeah. Yeah. They used that design in Star Wars Battlefront as well. No, that's excellent. I love that they're just reusing old models. I wonder if they're actually taking the Battlefront model and like tweaking it a little bit for this. Lately, I've been obsessed with the concept of the Force, either not existing or being used differently in different ways outside of the primary galaxy. Would be sick if Lucasfilm built a story around this idea. 100% agreed. I think the Force is way too nebulous of a concept for us to just put it in a box and be like, it has a dark side and a light side, and these are its operating instructions. No. The Force is a mysterious, big-ass energy field, and no one fully knows for sure how it works. That's the whole point.
Well, that was the whole point of the Living Force episodes with Yoda in the Clone Wars, and that was like the whole point of the brother, the sister, and the father arc. And
one of the one of the things about the Force is that it's an examination of faith, right? It's this order of knights who trust in the Force to aid them and guide them and to do what must be done. But they don't know what it is until it's guided to them by the Force. So they have a blind faith. They're like, I know the Force will guide me. And so it's having that level of confidence. That's like, they're dogmatic about it, is what I'm trying to say.
But at the same time, Jedi have described it as like, not necessarily having a voice in your head, but like definitely, having a cellular pull towards certain.
My books are not in order. I'm looking for a specific one right now.
But I mean, Rey's the perfect example when she threw lightning, how there's certain abilities that, it's kind of how you manifest that raw power, or it's
absolutely.
Or
if you
like
want to really,
when Grogu accidentally did force choke on Cara Dune, it's
just inherently, he just like reflexively knew how to do it, and it wasn't that doesn't really make any sort of a personality statement about Grogu being a light side or dark side user of the Force. It's just this big pool of powers. Yeah, Jordan Jackson, if you want a really cool discussion of the Force outside of light and dark, Traitor by Matt Stover, excellent book. It's Legends. It's part of the new Jedi Order series. Jason Solo is trapped on a terraformed Coruscant, and he has a bunch of conversations with a character called Vergere about the Force, and she posits that there is no light and dark side, and that it's all one big cosmic soup, basically. Really, really cool discussions in this book, so I recommend it if you haven't read it.
Yeah, it's all how
it's pronounced Dr. Pershing, actually. Very close, though.
Yeah, okay. So let's keep doing into this and then get into more episode 3 Mando stuff, because Pershing and the other lady.
Yeah, bro. Traitor by Matt Stover. Here you go. Excellent novel. You'd like it a lot. Cool. Yeah, let's keep going. Like you said, BD1. Grease has got a new look. He's got a new arm too. it's been said that that's explained in Battle Scars, the new novel by Sam Maggs, which I have not read yet.
So it's not. So he obviously lost his arm somewhere out of story. Look at that bald head.
Either that or he loses his arm in the first scene of the. I don't know.
He's rocking the ancient one look.
Everyone's changed up their look. I feel like Cal has changed up his look the least. He looks the same. They just gave him like a little bit of scruff.
He looks older, obviously. Yeah, and then he has the Red Dead Redemption beard.
Oh, nice. That was like it just clicked in the middle of the video. So this is
look at her old or High Republic.
This is a dude. This is I'm assuming a pronoun there, but this is the antagonist, presumably, of the game. They're a High Republic Jedi who's been cryogenically frozen. And this shot actually confirms it, because if you look at that symbol right above the belt, that is the tabard of a High Republic Jedi. We've seen it in the art for the novels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really cool idea. Like, a High Republic era Jedi would be disgusted with the state of the galaxy in the year 9 ABY, you know? And if we go back and listen to what this person's actually saying.
Until there is only ash.
I mean, isn't that Marin?
How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire?
That part. Yeah. This unworthy machine. Damn.
Like, how could you let the galaxy fall to it? And he's talking to Cal, a Jedi. So Cal's about to take the blame for like centuries of institutional like corruption.
Is blame the right word? Like, yeah, or rather this, yeah, I don't know.
He's gonna take the brunt of it, that's for sure. But yeah, seeing High Republic garb on the screen is just
unworthy machine of an.
Also, I know it's not, but I hear Attack of the Clones Hayden Christensen in that voice performance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the enunciation.
Let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire.
Maybe it's because he's saying the word empire.
My new empire. Yeah,
that's,
like if it's
that's
Lego,
what it is. It's only that line
or something.
I'm sure it's only in saying that line that he sounds like Hayden Christensen, but
yes, or like he sounds half Hayden, half Zuko. You know what I mean?
Totally,
like,
totally. I hear Zuko.
My honor,
machine of an empire.
My machine of an empire.
I need to catch the Avatar. Yeah, no, it's totally just totally.
Restore my honor. Totally.
Angsty dude voice. Yeah, it's totally just angsty dude voice.
So
what the fuck is this thing? Look at that face.
He's a Gendai. He's just like Dirge. The Clone Wars micro series.
You think he's Dirge? Or I mean,
he's not Dirge. He's the same. It's confirmed. He's the same species as Dirge. Yes.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So it's just another one.
Worms.
Which you know what that means? That also confirms he's going to be an absolute bantha to try and kill. Like it's going to be really difficult to kill this guy. No, this is not. Well, maybe. I don't think so though.
This juggernaut.
You turned against me? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mannequin Guy Stalker. That's his name.
You've done that.
So, is it Zepho bullshit? Or is it some High Republic bullshit that just happens to be exactly the same mechanics?
But I think we finally found somewhere.
Maybe it implies a connection between Zepho and the High Republic Jedi. Because we know that Zepho is an ancient civilization. And maybe back in those days, the High Republic had contact with them and they shared technology or shared architectural inspirations somehow. Because it does look different. It looks more technological than the other Zepho temples that we've seen. But like, you're still picking up a ball and putting it in a thing and making a thing to a thing. Like, it's all very Zepho feeling. Yes. My friend, it appears there's more Zepho bullshit. 100%.
I mean, just all the gold rings and all the blue accent. Like, yeah, it's very...
Indiana Jones and the Zepho.
I'd watch that.
Wait. Where did you see Ninth Sister? I didn't see Ninth Sister in there.
Yeah.
Ninth Sister is the big old Duwotin lass who got her hand chopped in the last game.
And that's a stormtrooper.
I was a purge trooper.
5 years.
Or purge, yeah. He was all black.
I think it was a Kenobi style one too. We're going to Coruscant. That's Purge Trooper 2.
We've tried to
Also, the black and yellow armor. She's wearing it. These dudes are wearing it as well. This isn't some ragtag group of rebellions. Like, they're fighting alongside Cal. Like, they're not against him. And they seem like they're pretty well outfitted. So who's this group? Is this like a new faction? Is this happening on Coruscant?
I assume they were just cops or something.
Well, if you look in the background, you can see the Imperial ship, like the little airspeeder over there.
Oh yeah.
That's the cops. They're fighting against the cops. See, it's firing on their position, and Cal is now defending these people with his lightsaber. So they're on the same team, but they don't look like ragtag rebels to me. They're all wearing uniforms. Mm-hmm. So it's like, who is this like weird like paramilitary faction that's active on Coruscant that Cal would want to help? Okay, so you think these are Coruscant cops? So Cal's like helping out the local cops against the Empire on Imperial Center? That doesn't make sense.
You don't know, right? Like, yeah.
Ooh, that would be a really cool connection if we did see the path, because it is the exact same time frame. 9 ABY. It's the same year that Kenobi takes place in.
That would be cool. Or even if they just like passively mention something that happened at the same time as Kenobi, just to like, just to sew that quilt a little bit.
Sure.
Give us a little patch.
Give us another, exactly. Another connection, please. I would love that. All right. Unless Nine Sister was flying that thing. Yeah. So
this fucking thing.
This fucking thing already has a Wikipedia article. All right. And this might be my favorite new Wikipedia article. Let me read it to you. So, unidentified frog-like individual. And its picture is literally that still from the
just it crawling away. Video. Cowardly. Like
no is the quote from the individual. A frog-like individual was attacked by Bedlam raiders in front of a saloon on the planet Kobo during the Imperial era.
Bedlam raiders.
Here it is, Jedi Survivor. And there you have it. This is my new favorite character as well. I believe this is the real star of Jedi Survivor. This is the actual Glupshido, ladies and gentlemen.
Fear and mistrust.
Like, why don't you just stand up at that point? Like, it's just so unclear that it's like, no, I have to crawl. I have to crawl.
Poor little dude. He has to crawl. He has to crawl. Look at him. That's his lot in life.
Oh, bro, look at those the B1s behind it too. And then is that Cal?
That's absolutely Cal, just being an absolute rubbernecker. Just like, what's going on over there? Like watching this guy get his shit rocked. I hope he steps in to help. I don't know if we, the player, will have any choice.
He probably does.
Fear
That's probably why they
mistrust rule the galaxy.
Dude, look at the hook thing. Oh, I guess no. That's a different. Those are two different people.
That's a different person. Yeah,
those are two different people.
Although his helmet, maybe it's just the tubes or like the slit visor. It's giving Sith Stalker a little bit.
Which one?
I don't know
this
why.
Guy or the other one?
This shot, this helmet right here.
I wouldn't say Stalker.
But like it doesn't look like the Sith Stalker, but something about the vibe of it. Maybe it's the way it has that curve around there is making me think of it. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it has like a vocoder or like rebreather in the front. But I don't think this is the High Republic Jedi. It might be. How many people are going to be using lightsabers in this,
Unless that's not a lightsaber and it's actually just a big ass torch.
Does it really? Let me SALOON. It just says saloon. Like, what the hell?
It's beautiful.
Also, that's the only other thing we know about this character's detail, and I feel like that the Wikipedia author could have included this in the article, that he's a yellow-green skinned frog man. We don't know his name, but we know that he enjoys a good drink and that he hangs out at the bar. Makes him even more relatable, honestly. And he's completely nude except for a gun belt.
Yeah, he is absolutely naked.
Yes.
Absolutely naked except a belt.
He's intensely naked and profoundly naked, even.
Fear.
Profoundly naked.
But listen to this voice.
And mistrust rule the galaxy.
Yeah, no, that's top tier voice acting right there.
Spermit the frog. No.
Gross.
No. Oh god.
Space Pepe. God.
He is kind of like Cy Snoodles, but Cy Snoodles had like a long mouth stalk. He doesn't even have that going for him. He's just got like a big old Mike Wazowski kind of mouth.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, man. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Cal is kind of a serial killer of animals, isn't he? He just like if he sees it, he's like, oh, it must die.
I mean, if it looks at him, if it tries to attack him, it's different, right? But yeah.
He could be the bar. You know what? That's actually a really good idea, except that he would have like a little bar towel on his belt there, I think.
But why would you kill the bartender? That's a faux pas.
Because he's here for information, and the bartender wouldn't give up the goods or something.
I guess so.
Is that true? If so, that's some excellent serendipity right there. Monday being National Frog Day. 24 seconds into the video, bottom left corner, ninth sister. Okay. All right. Shout out to StreamYards for not putting timestamps on your videos, but we'll get there.
That combo, though.
I
Look
know.
into the fire.
Also, Marin looks great with her short hair. Dig that look for her.
And jacket, short hair and a jacket, yeah.
Fire.
She's in her hoodie era.
It will warm you.
Droid bar.
It's Grease. It's totally Grease's bar, which means he's retired from the Mantis. And look on the right side. He's totally got one of the Mantis's chairs. It's one of the pilot chairs, just like chilling in there. I like that.
Oh, that's
a fun detail. Yeah, let me go back. It was the blue chair on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the blue and gray one. Yeah.
Keep you company. But
Yeah, no, he looks good. He looks good with the scruff. He does look a little bit older, but not too much older, you know? He was old enough that 5 years would age him, you know, visually.
It will consume.
Or young enough that 5 years would age him, I should say.
Until there is only ash.
I want to know what that is. Was that supposed to be a Mandalorian or like, because it couldn't be Boba. I guess it could be Boba. No,
this one? Oh, he's a bounty hunter. He's just some bounty hunter. You fight a ton of bounty hunters in the first game too. And I do like that his jetpack kind of feels like one of the SWTOR jetpacks.
How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire?
It is the same gunship from the last Mando episode. It's also the same gunship from Star Wars Rebels, the Clone Wars.
Yes.
The one where Ahsoka, the one where Ahsoka's on trial. This is what chases her down all the way to 1313. Same with Fives. They chase Fives in these things. Ruch in in Rebels totally gets on one of these things, and I think they hijack one of them too on Lothal, like towards the end. But yeah, no, it's shown up a couple times. It was actually really dope seeing it in live action on the Mando episode.
In the most recent one where we got to see this one?
Yes, yeah, when they were sneaking out of the ISD and they got caught at the very end of the episode.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
This is what threw the spotlight on them. It was one of these. Yes, Marin was using the Force in that little fight scene back there. Where were we? Look at that.
Nice big old Force push.
Oh, that was a really good still. I'm really glad I paused it at the right moment.
Yeah.
100. We were just talking about that. No, he absolutely sounds like Hayden Christensen a little bit. It's the inflection for sure. I think Cal has been training with Marin, and I think this is the evidence right here, because I don't think she was capable of doing this in the first game. She could only use the magic. She couldn't use the Force.
Oh, yeah. They probably been.
Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing up the most painful possible association with that vehicle. Appreciate that, Woodsy. Oh, God.
Vehicle pushed back.
This the airspeeder thing right here. That's
right.
What Hera and Sabine and Ezra were on when Kanan fucking sacrificed himself.
Yes.
This was the last.
That's
can't do it again, man.
That's why. That. Thank you. That's where I knew it. Yeah.
I want to say that their design actually comes from earlier than that. Even like, don't we see something very similar to this design in the Force Unleashed game? There are multiple different kinds of little dropship vehicles in the Force Unleashed that like deliver more stormtroopers to your area. I feel like this was one of them, but I know that 1313 was in development around the same time as the Force Unleashed, or maybe it's sequel. So maybe they actually took it from 1313 and put it in this game instead. Who knows? That sort of stuff did happen back then. Yeah, not a happy memory.
Yeah,
Let's move on from
It's unfortunately been too long for Force Unleashed. Yeah, it's a weird combo.
No, this does look very, very fun. And that shot right there at the end of the ship, just absolutely just shucking a TIE fighter. Love it. Yeah, right here at the end. It's always so crazy to me that ships will crash into each other in Star Wars and not everyone just instantly dies.
I still didn't see any Night Sisters. I mean, not Night Sisters.
Yeah, I couldn't see the ninth. No, not Night Sisters. The ninth sister was one of the Inquisitors. Yeah,
Inquisitor.
Although technically, there was a Night Sister. Marin's a Night Sister. So.
Yeah, no, Inquisitor was the word I was looking for, but the Ninth Sister was what ended up coming out, which was thankfully still correct. But
yeah, we did not see the Ninth Sister. Geez, what's happened here?
But yes, it's still very much hyped for. Are you talking about the echo?
Is there an echo? No, I was talking about the fact that my video editor just crashed before I could export the magic stuff. Oh, there we go.
Well, that's okay. So on the same note as Star Wars, what we can jump into real quick is Mando Episode 3. Whew! Yeah.
Mando Episode 3. All right, let's do it.
So, okay. So there's been a couple of things that have been floating around Twitter, and I think you had like a really good response to it and for it about how this isn't supposed to be like the High Republic in like its heyday, or the New Republic in its heyday. This is literally supposed to be like the first round draft of like people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And
right,
like,
it's a period of transition. Yeah,
this is how the First Order really like sneaks up and fucks everybody over, and then that's when like we really get the New Republic is like after all this bullshit.
Well, we get the New Republic pretty much immediately after the Empire, but there's like a really long period where they're still figuring out how to distinguish themselves and make themselves a different kind of government. And I think that the message here is that they never really got that, and that they were just kind of more of the same in a lot of ways that mattered. You know, sure, there's differences between the Empire and the New Republic, but in ways that it really mattered, in ways that it affected the people on the ground, they were effectively the same. You know, and the treatment was effectively the same. Like taking a mind flayer and calling it a mitigator. Oh, it's a relaxation tool. I use it myself. It's quite therapeutic. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
You just repainted some Imperial like torture device.
Fucking lying. Yeah.
And so, this isn't a new concept in canon. It was explored in depth in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath trilogy, and it's also in Bloodlines, which is a really good novel about Leia and her political career after the Galactic Civil War.
Yes.
And the New Republic becomes complacent. The New Republic is naive. The New Republic is so fatigued with war that they overcompensate and they decommission the Alliance fleet. They're like, we're demilitarizing everything. This is peacetime. We're putting all our chips in for peace. And just like, it was very idealistic and naive of them. And of course, the First Order quietly and slowly takes advantage of this for 30 years, building in the unknown regions. And then out they come and boom, the New Republic falls in one fell swoop. And Leia did everything she could to get people to see this because she knew the entire time that was happening, right? New Republic won't lift a fucking finger. So she starts the Resistance. And that's why we have the Resistance fighting the First Order and not the New Republic, which would make so much more sense. It's because the New Republic hobbled themselves on purpose because they were so sick of war. But what they didn't realize is that it's not up to them whether the war is going to happen. You know, all they did was put themselves at a horrible disadvantage.
Yeah, and with the power and resources that Gideon has, and then now with all the TIE intercept, all the TIE bombers that we've recently seen that fucked up Bo-Katan's house, we know that there's strong enough significant forces of the Imperial Remnant out there within space.
Yeah.
Very easily.
And they're not organized. There's just like a warlord here, a warlord over there, and like they all have their own tiny little pockets of territory.
Free space, yeah. but like they're all going to be coming out of the woodworks and like, you know, doing their own mini
It's like a reverse Darksaber story. You've got Bo-Katan and Din Djarin and the Darksaber trying to unite all of the warring clans of Mandalore and create like a strong unified power again.
Yep.
And then you've got Gideon over here about to break out of jail. And then
apparently already has broken out of jail.
Yeah, potentially, according to rumors, already has, which would be weird if they did that off screen, because that seems like a major plot beat. But his story might mirror Bo and Din's in that he's going around and trying to unite all the Imperial warlord factions to create a unified, strong empire, which, you know, turns into the First Order, as we know. Yes, pockets are fomenting. Pockets are fermenting. Pockets are getting drunk out here.
That's true.
Why did that doctor? Because Elia Kane is a spy. She's an Imperial spy, and her whole point is to make sure that the doctor doesn't reveal everything about the cloning experiments.
Oh, you think so? I wasn't sure.
He said too much in that TED talk, and he had more he didn't say, and her job was to make sure it stayed that way. She had his brain wiped so that he couldn't reveal what practical applications the Empire had for this technology.
So do you think she's a double agent then? Because I totally thought maybe that she was undercover when she was on
Tanakoto.
She was on Gideon's ship to begin with. Like maybe that was when she was full on spy, and then she's been part of the Republic the whole time. And then like that's like
no, I mean that's possible. I guess that is possible, but no, I don't think she played the long game like that. There is more to her character that we don't know though. Like she kind of gave a little hint about how like she never had much choice growing up and didn't really get to decide what she wanted to do. Like sounds like she was born into the Empire, but there could be a whole story there that we don't know, you know.
Yeah, like why would she be the Republic's poster child for the you know, the unified living spaces if she was just gonna, you know, turn fuck over Pershing like that by like, oh yeah, no, we can totally get you the lab supplies you need. Hey, yo, we're gonna like go to this area real quick. Like
it was a manipulation. It was a way to get him caught red-handed stealing Imperial equipment from a black site, you know, from a restricted area. It was basic entrapment. She was trying to figure out what it was that he wanted, what is something that she could get him to agree to, and then trap him with it, you know.
I guess
we should have seen it all coming when they were in Monument Plaza, and she had a red glowing photon fizzle. Only the Sith eat red photon fizzles.
The fake strawberry flavored Pop Rocks is what it is.
Honestly, that sounds pretty bomb. I'd be down with that.
Go through some of these comments here real quick in the chat, but yes, no, like. There's still so much story and so much like outside things that are happening, like even Bad Batch wise. No idea at all what could happen.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Imperial Admiral, Grand Admiral Natazi Dalla was Tarkin's protege in Legends. Jedi Search by Kevin J. Anderson, I believe, is her first appearance. And she's running Maw Installation, which is like a hidden Imperial science-based hidden inside the cluster of black holes right outside the Kessel system. It's pretty awesome. She's a cool character. She ends up actually like running the galaxy in the Galactic Alliance. Like it's a whole story. But yes, no, we could absolutely canonize her and bring her in here. And you're reminding me of something else that we saw earlier in a comment, which was that we're getting a bunch of pirate characters.
Yes.
Which would be really cool. Here's an idea. What if Gorian Shard gets killed, right, at the climax of whatever his arc is, whether it's here, Skeleton Crew, wherever, and then his second in command takes over. And his second in command is a pirate by the name of Talon Card. Meanwhile, Moff Gideon has got himself an Imperial Star Destroyer. He's upgraded, right? He's got the big ship now. He finally gets defeated. Or at the very least, he loses his Imperial Star Destroyer, and it's given to Talon Card, because his pirate fleet is instrumental in helping taking down this Imperial remnant attack. And then they paint that shit red, and it's the wild card, and we've got Talon Card and his Star Destroyer in canon. And they're allies of Din Djarin. How fucking cool would that be?
That'd be such a pull. That's
what I want.
Oh my god.
Give us the Air Adventure. Give us the Air Adventure, please.
Cut. That would be the deepest cut. But you know what? They brought in Cab Vanth, so it's like there's definitely certain things that they.
Well, Cobb Vanth he was a niche. He was always canon. Cobb Vanth was created for a canon novel. He was never in Legends.
Oh, I see.
He was the whole Sheriff of Freetown thing that was in Chuck Wendig's Aftermath trilogy, which was post Disney. So Cobb has always been a Disney thing. But like some of the names on the wall in Kenobi in the Path, like Roganda Ismarin, fucking Quinlan Vos was in there. Rom Koda's name was up in that thing. Like there's some very Legends people that were on there too.
A lot of legendary people. Will we ever see them? Who the fuck knows?
Who knows? But like Harrison Dula said, there's always some truth in Legends, right?
Yeah. But match-wise, though, do you think we'll get some Crosshair tonight finally, or some Cody? Do you think we'll get that Rex call?
I don't know, man. I think we already got the Rex call.
Oh, we did already get the Rex call. That's right.
That was earlier in the season. But the thing is, like, we've only got 3 episodes left, and we know the finale is a 2-parter. So whatever happens tonight, it's going to set us up for
the finale.
It's going to set us up for the finale, and we're going to finally know what the hell we're heading into. We've got we're on Pabu, which is a beautiful little island. It's actually a perfect island if you don't mind sea surges, and it's named after one of the cutest characters in Korra, so that's cool. But if they stay here, it's doomed. Trouble always finds them. Crosshair's about to get brainwashed on Tantus and sent off to kidnap Omega. And if Omega happens to be found on Pabu, they're gonna burn that island down to try and get it. You know,
that's true.
They owe it to these people to leave them the fuck alone and move on, because they're dangerous, wanted fugitives. And whether or not they are here to like settle down, the Empire will keep searching, and eventually they'll find them, and everyone there will be collateral damage. You know.
What is potentially good is that Sid doesn't know where Pabu is. So at whatever point she decides to retaliate and be a dumb reptilian bitch for...
Why would you even put that into the universe?
Because we know she's going to do some shit. Like,
that had not occurred to me. And now that's all I'm going to think about. And I hate that. I really hope that doesn't
Sid's going to randomly pop up and like try to be all dumb.
No, because Fee's already there. Fee's on Pabu right now.
Yeah.
But she's going to look up at him and she's going to call him Brown Eyes one more time and she's going to die, and it's going to be terrible.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they'll go I don't know if she'll full die.
I think Sid is about to be a major problem. I think Sid knows more than they are letting on. Sid knows more than she's letting on about their location and everything like that. And I think that she's going to get herself into trouble because she's going to try to offer up information in exchange for money. And Crosshair is going to be the one that shows up, and he's just going to straight kill her if she doesn't give him what he wants, or at the very least jam her up Imperial style. So like,
that's true.
Yeah, if I think it is an if, not a when. It's gonna happen. You watched Firefly, right?
Are you asking me, or are you asking Connie in the chat?
Have you seen it?
We watched it together. Wait, do you mean the movie or like
the show?
Or no, I was gonna say the movie is called Serenity. Yeah,
movie Serenity. So Ariel, the episode where they rob the hospital and Jane calls the feds and sells out Simon and River, and then they like get arrested, and then he like helps them escape and everything because of the Blue Hands people and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And at the very end, Mal like totally like calls him out because he figures out that and Jane's like, "What the hell are you talking about? I got arrested too." And he's like, "Yeah, because that's what happens when you call the feds." So it's like Sid's gonna call the Imperials, trying to get them in trouble, and she's gonna get in trouble because she called the Imperials, and that's always what.
Or
happens.
She'll like get caught because of all the other stupid shit that she's done.
No, I hope not. Sid better not have put a tracker on the ship. Yes,
if she did put a tracker on the ship, that makes it even more fucked up that she wasn't willing to help when the ship got stolen, like 2 prior episodes. That just means she's more of lack of a help.
I'm not saying Sid's going to be like the big bad, but I'm saying Sid's going to create a major obstacle and might even require the Batch to go and save her. And then the whole conflict will be, but she's bad. She's treated us badly. We shouldn't save her. And then Omega is going to be like, you have to save people because that's the right thing to do. And then they'll finally rescue her. And then Sid will be like, you know what? You guys are all right. But they'll kick her to the curb anyway because she sucks. But like,
they'll give her
I think it's more likely that they end up rescuing her from a situation than like killing her. I don't think they're going to kill Sid in this show.
No, I don't think
the Batch is going to do it. Come on.
Yeah, because it's not a live action. It's not a live action Star Wars, so they wouldn't go that far. But even though Ahsoka's decapitated some people, but that was also a different show.
Yeah,
it was also a different show. But yeah, the tracker on the ship thing would be.
The tracker on the ship is a hard one to. That's a hard one to get around, and that's just what I was. It leads back to what I was saying though, that like the batch needs to move on from Pabu, or there ain't gonna be no more Pabu. I heard a theory that Pabu is an island on Scarif. What do you think about that?
I mean, and Scarif is the Rogue One planet. The
Yes.
planet.
Yes.
I mean, this was obviously be pre Rogue One, so it's like that Imperial.
Yeah, no, the timeline allows
that
to be
Imperial
there.
base probably doesn't even exist yet. So it's like it could be a Scarif moon, or like we already saw Space Florida in Andor, so it's like
Right.
I'd be very surprised if there was only one beach planet system. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure there's other beach planets out there.
Right. That's kind of my main point as well, is that it would feel a little bit too like small universe.
Yeah.
It's like I was really happy when we learned that Jakku was in fact its own planet and not just Tatooine all over again when we were waiting for the sequels to come out. I was like, oh, thank God, it's a new goddamn planet for once.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
All right, I finally got my editor to respond again, and now it's spitting out some images for the magic things. You want to talk about that for a second?
Yes. So on our closing, unless was there anything else yet? We had
yes. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Before we get out of talking about Star Wars, there was some news that just dropped today or yesterday about Damon Lindelof, the screenwriter, and how he had a Star Wars project that was being worked on in secret. Well, he's out. He is out of here. He has left the project, not working with Lucasfilm anymore, and they are bringing in new creatives to continue with the screenplay that he wrote. They're treating it as a first draft. So people seem to be having strong reactions to this news. Like, this is a big deal. I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm definitely not like shaken by this. We didn't know anything about the Star Wars project he was doing in the first place, and it's still happening. It's not even like it got canceled. It's just new people are now writing it based on like the framework he created. So yeah, the director stayed and the writers bounced, but it sounds like the project is still happening, you know? Or yeah, maybe it's canned, but at the very least, it's not like there's no official like this is definitely not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I was ever really aware that it was happening, so I feel like nothing has really changed here.
Like, it's not like we're talking about Skeleton Crew or the Acolyte.
No, it's not even titled. It's not. It's some mystery project that was years from any sort of an announcement.
Oh, you know? Then why does it matter?
Well, I think honestly, part of the reason why some people are getting worked up about it is because people really like Damon Lindelof and some of the other stuff that he's written for. Like he did Lost, right? And he did Prometheus and the new Watchmen show, which was actually pretty good. And like he would have had a pretty cool take on Star Wars, but I don't know. I think this is non-news, you know. It sounds like it was not very recent, like it happened a month ago at least. So yeah, there was a quote in one of the articles citing him saying that he said if it's not perfect, then it's not worth doing, or something to that effect. So the screenplay that he wrote must have not been up to his own professional standards, and Lucasfilm was like, hey, we'll take that and work on it from here. And so he departed, and they're just going to bring on new writers to woodshed that and like treat it like a first draft, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think the movie was ever officially announced. Say it again.
Intellectual property, or like it depends on like the state, what percentage of whatever thing was made.
Right. How much of the original draft they end up using. There's contracts you got to back out of, etc. I'm sure. All right, let me see if I can get this file to work. Boom. The crossover that you never knew you needed, right?
Yes. So I find it absolutely like the timing is absolutely serendipitous that Wizards of the Coast would announce that summer 2023 they're coming out with a Lord of the Rings themed Magic the Gathering. Like that's so perfectly niche and so perfectly nerd.
I'm so into it. I'm so into it. We just got to meet Todd Lockwood at the Emerald City Comic Con, who is a Magic the Gathering artist legend. And it really kind of like renewed my interest for the first time in Magic cards. I'd never really played the game, but I do like appreciate the artwork on it.
The artwork is so fun. Yeah, like I have to learn how to play now. I've bought a couple pre-made decks, and yeah, I'm already trying to figure out how things work. Because yeah, some of the descriptions as we go through some of these pictures and slideshows are just they're so cool.
Yeah, we did a we found a deck and we like looked through it for some of Todd's artwork, and then we brought him cards so he could sign them for us. Tom Bomb,
is this real? Is this straight like actual like Tom Bomb God Bard? Like as long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control. So I wonder what these are going to be, or like I wonder if there's going to be other cards to describe, like because a saga card that can't be like a normal Magic the Gathering card or something.
It must be a reflavored something else that is a thing from Magic,
right?
Look at Aragorn and Arwen, man.
God, they're so beautiful.
That's a sexy couple. I love his outfit too.
With the red and white deck, so they are either this is going to be their own 2-color deck, or they're going to be part of the Hobbit Commander deck, which is going to be 3 colors. It's like black, white, and green.
Okay.
Oh man, this like just look human, elf, noble, and it's specifically like the wedding scene now. You know,
totally. It's up there at the top of the White City. So you got another one. See, look at this. Look at the land cards, man. They look gorgeous. Mirkwood, Lorien, and the Wold. Like, I love that it's just like the Tolkien map. Yeah.
I want to know what the other land cards now look like.
Hey man, Numenorian don't crack. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks great. 85. I think he's 87 actually by the time of Return of the King. This Gandalf card is pretty sick.
So I'm curious if they're going to
chase the Balrog down to Khazad-dûm.
I know. So I'm really curious if they give Gandalf like multiple artworks, because like everything descriptive that's like being described on this card, like all of his abilities and whatnot, are super fucking cool. But I wish they kind of gave him a little bit more of an image of like his actual self. Versus
I think that there's going to be a Gandalf character card, and then there's going to be some like Go Back to the Shadow or like You Shall Not Pass, and it's going to be a card that has Gandalf front and center. They're going to have some sort of an action or activity card that is featuring him in the art, but there's going to be one card of him, if that makes sense.
I want a Gwahir.
Gwahir the Wind Lord?
I want a Gwahir the Wind Lord card, bro.
I want that too.
Oh my god.
I want that
too. Dude, the fact that he's called an Avatar Wizard is just so fucking heavy metal. And so yeah, so he's a red and a blue, like
red and blue. Red and blue.
So fucking interesting.
We got Gollum, patient plotter.
Yeah. And he has like a semi self-resurrect, but you have to sacrifice. So look at Gimli.
Sacrifice a creature. Return Gollum from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only as a sorcery.
They'll take it. Steal my precious.
Dude, and he only costs 2 mana. He only costs 2 mana to summon.
Oh, he's cheap. Gollum's cheap.
Okay, so I have to do some Googling and be like, I don't know what
wild.
I don't know what landwalk means exactly. So because it says enchanted creature gets non-basic landwalk. So I don't know what any of these means. But like, bro, look at Gimli, just high as a kite, just happy as can be. Like,
you can give it 3 hairs from Galadriel. He's getting the Lorien Brooch right here, but this is totally the moment they're presented with the gifts in Fellowship right before they leave Lothlorien. Laura, we are talking about the Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings crossover that's supposed to be coming out this summer.
Yes.
Just how awesomely up our alley that is. Are you kidding me? That was terrible. Yeah, Bayorn is so cool. I want to. Is there a bear dude one in here? Oh, sick. See, look, just the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
Yeah, and it's a like a separate artifact, and so but when it says like creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack, like I wonder if that's both players or if it's like just the player that like.
I think it's just your hand. It's just if they can't use anything greater than the power in your hand because it won't physically fit on the bridge. I think is the idea here.
That's true.
The way out lay across a slender bridge of stone. It was an ancient defense of the dwarves that could only be traversed in single file.
So fucking cool. And then, so yeah, we get one of the...
And you just have, like, cards in Sindarin, bro? What?
The fact that it's one of the rings of the Kings of Men, and it's just like, dude, there's going to be a ring card for all of them. So there's going to be 3 elven rings, 4 dwarven lords, and yeah, 7 human.
Land walk is an unblockable creature if the opponent has a specific type of land card. Ah, okay. Cool. Thank you.
I put the set. Yeah. I tried reading
collector of art. It looks amazing.
God, look at that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. But like for some of the rings though, I really hope that so here are the commanders. So like I love the fact it's fucking hilarious. I'm not going to use the Hobbit deck, but I find it absolutely hilarious that it's called Food and Fellowship.
That sounds like my deck.
Incredible. But 100% fucking Hosts of Mordor. I'm buying 2 of those. Because if I wear and tear one of them, I'll have a second one to play immediately. And then fucking Riders of Rohan, man. Riders of Rohan deck.
Dude, the Rohirrim are about to be like so hot to everybody with the new Riders of Rohan anime that's supposed to be coming out like this summer as well.
You know, is Amazon doing it or like?
No, I forget which studio is doing it. Someone in the comments let us know. It's called War of the Rohirrim, and it's coming out later this year, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting. More Lord
2024. Coming out 2024.
Okay, so next year. But who's doing it?
I'm looking it up right now. It is being done by Kenji Kamiyama from a screenplay. What's the studio? Oh, Warner Brothers Animation, Sola Entertainment, and New Line Cinema. Okay.
Oh, interesting. But yes. So I guess
got Helm Hammerhand. Hell yeah.
So this is the 3rd expanded universe deck they did. So the first one they did was the D&D run.
Oh, Necron from 40K.
They put a bunch of D&D monsters and famous name characters and like made decks around them. And then the second expanded universe they did was Warhammer and Space Marines. I think they made a Tyranid deck, a Necron, and a Space Marine deck. And then this is now the 3rd one being Lord of the Rings. So, bro, Sauron is a planeswalker? Exactly, dude. Like just all the main characters, right? I'm so pumped. Saruman, I want to see the Saruman card. I want to see the Balrog. Like,
isn't magic what Francis was playing when he did his freak out in that video? This one.
Fuck! You're kidding! Judge. Fuck this game! Fuck you! So I win, right?
That was magic.
That's gonna be me. Only there's gonna be Lord of the Rings cards going all over everywhere.
Yeah. But it's like even if I lose, I don't give a shit because I'm gonna be playing Lord of the Rings characters, and it's like that's the joy and the niche of it at that moment. So it's like, yeah, fuck the rest. I don't care.
Just do it. Just have fun. You know,
yeah,
exactly.
That's the whole
point. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's about time for us tonight for the Dork Forces podcast. But we go live every Syntax Day at 7 PST right here on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. Yeah, thanks for spending time with us tonight, keeping us company as we talk about Star Wars and all things nerdy. We analyzed the Jedi Survivor trailer. We had a couple theories about the Mandalorian Season 3 and where it might be heading, as well as the Bad Batch as well. We talked about the Damon Lindelof rumor and kind of decided it's a non-issue. I don't really feel like there's enough information out there for us to really form full opinions about this. You know, it is indicative of a trend, but that's a separate discussion that maybe we'll have another time. Yes, this is indeed the way. In just a couple hours now, we're going to be reacting to The Mandalorian and The Bad Batch. If you are a member of our Patreon, which I highly recommend, it's a party over there. We've posted our poll questions, so go and answer them. Make your voices heard, and we'll be reading out the answers in our reactions. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And as always,
may the Force be with you.
Some game, huh?
Some game!
Oh my goodness. Neither of those clips would fire off. We're still here. It's like when you say goodbye to someone and then you're all walking the same direction down the street. Like,
oh, weird. And then we just got hit. And then we got hit with the bot at the same time. It was just
okay. What am I gonna? Okay, we're gonna go with a try. We're just gonna throw in a classic one here. Let's do it again. And as always, may the Force be with you.
I am always thinking of new dreams.
George Lucas.
I dream of visions which have
彼は
yet to be seen,
いつも新しい夢を考えてきた。
which have not yet been
見た
heard.
ことのないものを、
From dreams,
聞いたことのない
create
音を
a new reality.
現実の形にしてきた。
In this universe, new dreams and new friends.
この宇宙は新しい夢と仲間でいっぱいだ。
Panasonic, always new dreams, wonderful friends.
パナソニック